30. I'd like to start this meeting. Welcome, everyone. We're looking forward to really an outstanding presentation, having David with us. Before I ask Mike to make a few announcements, I would like to make one that he probably has included in his announcement as well. But I did want to mention that we just ended our class program for 2025. And we had, again, an outstanding first 3 months, 10 classes, very high quality, outstanding instructors. Also, I must say, outstanding, not only outstanding moderator and preparer and cheater, but also an outstanding audience. I think our members, as other participants, as always, were extremely interested, very active with their comments, questions. We had 60 of our members signed up for all classes, which I think is a substantial number. We had an average of close to 100 registrants per class, which again is outstanding. And I think, Mike, you will mention that it is possible to retroactively sign up for classes. And
I will. You're stealing my slideshow, Eckhart. Stop it.
I want to mention it as well. And not steal your thunder, but you'll do that, Mike. And in fact, we've had a few people who have retroactively or retrospectively, I don't know which is the better word, registered and watched past classes. We had, and this is funny, one of our members tried to sign up for the entire year and mistakenly signed up for past year, for 2024, for all classes there, which is still possible. And then that member had a problem when he or she did not receive the link to participate, to sign up for this year's classes, and complained to me. And I found out, I said the person had paid the $225 and it was done for last year, mistakenly, of course, and we corrected it and it worked very well. Again, that I did want to make the comment that we had this outstanding year, and Mike, I pass it on to you now.
Thank you very much.
Comments. Thank you.
Just share my screen and start the meeting as usual with a few announcements. It's hardly worth bothering mentioning this now because Eckhart just did it for me. But as Eckhart said, it's been a fantastic 10 weeks, really, really well received by our membership. And I just wanted to remind everybody that if you've been to some, if you've been to none and fancy giving them a go, all of the classes are available retrospectively. Just bob onto the classes page of the website and you can pay for a class, and that will give you immediate access forever to that class, as well as access to any handouts that were produced by our presenters. Well, I think that's all of them, actually. So don't forget that, because there was some really, really good stuff in that collection. Also, I just wanted to remind you that just like dogs, gift vouchers aren't just for Christmas. And should you feel like bestowing an NMUG membership onto a member of your family or a friend, they're available all year round. And if you would like to purchase one, all you need to do is click on your profile in the top right corner of the screen, and down in the menu that appears, you'll see gift a membership. And I can't think of better value for money, actually, than $40 for an NMUG membership, given how much it includes these days. So on to meetings. Feroz is with us next week. Feroz is one of our lovely UK members, and he's going to be talking about Elgato Stream Deck, a piece of hardware that just speeds up your workflow, and he'll be showing how it works. I understand from his notes that his presentation will be accompanied with comprehensive notes, so that if you want to purchase one and use it, you should be ready to go by the time he's finished. And that's same time, same place next Wednesday. David is with us today, as you know, and welcome, David. But I'm just going to stop my share now and hand the meeting over to Sheeta to talk about questions and introduce you. Thank you.
Sure. All right. Before I do that, let me say something about classes as well, since everyone's getting into it. The whole gist of the classes this year was to get you more information about the Mac apps. We delve deep into the Mac apps, and we are continuing to do so through the entire season. We've gone over notes in a Wednesday meeting. We've gone over voice memos in a Wednesday meeting. So the idea is to get you really knowledgeable about the Mac apps. So the classes were amazing. I think I had one of the strongest lineups this past season that we've ever had. Great instructors, great information, great handouts. Please take a look. And with that, one of our past instructors was David, and David is just amazing as everyone else. And with that, I want to say if you do have questions, put them in the chat. We will get to them. And with that, I'd like to hand this over to David. David, welcome.
Thank you very much, Sheeta. Yeah, so Eckhart mentioned at the beginning the horrible news that my father died this past Valentine's Day. So that's the bad news, and I'm almost done with 30 days of no shaving and no haircut. So I'm very much looking forward to going under the clippers and razors and all that this weekend. Because at this point, I think my eyebrows could be very well classified as lethal weapons. Thank you very much. So today I'm going to, oh, and the good news, right? Everything, something bad happens, something good happens. The great news is that after 6 months of looking, after being laid off in July, after 24 years at my former company, I've landed a job at Palo Alto Networks, and I'll start there on Monday. So
Ooh,
with every bad
excellent.
thing, a good thing, right?
Yes,
Pretty sure
congrats.
Dad had something to do with that.
Mhm.
So today, I'm going to demonstrate a small combination software hardware device called the Luna Display, put out by a company called AstroPad, and it comes in this little tiny box. And so, if I click on the right screen, there we go. Oh, by the way, I'm using a new tool today for this presentation. So I usually use Ecamm Live, as everyone I think knows. So this time I'm using something called QCam Presenter, which is put out by a gentleman named Michael Forrest, who is an excellent guy, great developer, very responsive. This is his baby, so I figured why not learn something new, right? So, for those of you unfamiliar with this little tiny device, which I'd show you, except it's plugged into my Mini at the moment, it turns your iPad into a wireless second display, and it has three modes: computer to iPad, computer to Mac, and headless mode. Getting into all of those in great detail. And I guess computer, the reason why they call it computer to iPad, computer to Mac, is this actually works with Windows as well as Mac. But I'm not going to be talking about that at all because who cares? So you might be sitting there scratching your head saying, hey, hang on, Dave, we have Sidecar. Why do we need this thing? And the simple answer is if all you need to do is extend your Max display to your iPad at close range, Sidecar may be all you need, and that may be fine. But just looking at this chart, I wanted to point out some of the differences in case they're too small, you can't make them out. The first one to notice is that the Sidecar does not apply Mac to Mac. So if for some reason you had a MacBook Pro and another MacBook Pro or MacBook Pro iPod Mini, you
David,
can't
can you
go,
pause for a second?
yes.
Somebody took over the screen.
Oh, goodness.
Who is someone? Can you tell who took over the screen?
Oh, you're right.
Oh
How
yeah.
did that
All
happen?
right. All right. All yours.
Oh, that was weird. Okay, I saw what you meant. Um,
Oh,
so you don't get that Mac to Mac capability with Sidecar. You also don't get the headless mode, which is my all-time favorite, which I'll be spending plenty of time on today. The main thing also with Sidecar is it is only available for later Macs, whereas the Luna display, you can go all the way back, as you may or may not be able to see there, to a 2012 plus Mac model, which is great because if you have old Macs laying around and you want to use them for this purpose, you can. Also with older Mac OSs, 10.11 and above, and iPad 2s and above. I mean, that thing's ancient. And older iOS as well, from 9 and above. Then the next key thing really is that you have support for all of the finger interactions that on the iPad. So the bonus of all this is you get the best of both worlds here for the Luna display. So that's the main difference between Sidecar and Luna display, if you were kind of wondering about that. So there's a couple of key features that Sidecar does not allow you to do, including the headless mode. Okay, so I thought we would just take a quick look here. There is a 1 minute or so video. Whether or not it has sound is not important, but just to give you an idea of exactly. So that's how small it is. And we'll talk about where it gets plugged in because that's important as well. Developed by former Apple engineers, so you got to like that. Boo, PC, boo. Oh, headless mode. It's fantastic. And the nice thing about that too is, as it said there, Luna connects over Wi-Fi or USB. And if you connect over Wi-Fi, like this young woman did, you can walk away and have your entire computer's interface with you. As long as you can get Wi-Fi reception, you can be anywhere with the iPad. So it's not just extending your display, but it's allowing you to have full featured functionality on the iPad as well for touch support, gestures, so you can use the Apple Pencil. And this is all with your Mac as the interface. So that's a little bit about what it does. So let's talk a bit about, oh, yes, there is a handout today. There is one. Sorry, I just didn't post it up yet. But yes, I'll put it in that group on the website, which I think was already created for this class. So sorry about that, but I will. There is a handout. I will upload it. So the first mode is called computer to iPad. Simple enough, right? If you have a MacBook Pro or anything else, you can use it to put the display onto the iPad. So the steps are really very simple. You plug in the Luna device into the USB-C port of your computer. There are two apps that you need. One is called Luna Primary. One is called Luna, I guess it's called Luna App, but it's for the primary computer, so the one that you're going to send from. And then there's the Luna Secondary app, which would run on in this case, run on the iPad. And there is no step 3. As soon as you launch both of the apps, first on the primary and then on the secondary, they find each other and connect over your existing Wi-Fi network. You can also use a USB cable, like I mentioned, but that's going to be more important when your primary computer is an iMac, and I'll talk more a little bit about that later. So the second function, the feature of Luna, is the computer to Mac, and I'm just going to say Mac to Mac because in this case, using your iMac as a monitor, say for your MacBook Pro, which is great because with the Luna, you get the full 5K resolution of the iMac as a monitor for whatever you're plugging into it. So a couple of things to notice are that a target display